Generally in boxing, fights take too long to make, take too long to materialize. We often get fights that aren't particularly meaningful. You get maybe 2 of those in a year for a fighter these days, and that's about it. It takes too long. But when you have taken a beating, like Josh Warrington did this past February against Mauricio Lara, got hammered with all kinds of shots, probably should have been stopped in the 4th round. It carried on. I think it went on as long as the 9th. He was getting hit with sledgehammer hooks over and over again, and he wasn't slipping with these punches either. He was just taking them square on, not rolling at all, and that's a damaging kind of loss. He took the kind of damage that makes a lot of people believe now that he's not going to have the reserves to be able to win this rematch. Now, a lot of people think he just can't box on the back foot. That's incorrect. Go watch the first Lee Selby fight. Josh Warrington does have a reverse gear, and he's going to have to engage it for this rematch. But he is generally aggressive. And if he can't get out of the way enough against Lara, who's going to be going into this rematch with a mental edge, some people are rightfully saying it's a bit harsh. It's not for a title at all. Josh Warrington gave up his IBF belt, and now that's being decided over with Kid Galahad and Jazza Dickens, a fight we've already seen before. I'm hoping he at least gets a good payday for having to go in against Warrington again. It's taking place over here in Leeds again, in Headingley, so Josh Warrington is going to have home advantage. But he is really up against it now, because it's very hard to envisage that even if he does win, he's not going to be getting out of the way of every shot, is he? This is going to be a really hard fight. A bit of a knife-edge situation where one wrong foot here or there, he could get hammered, and he may not have the same reserves. He may not have the same punch resistance. And then it will all, of course, he could go earlier. He might be getting stopped in the 4th or the 3rd round this time if he can't get out of the way. He is going to have to fight as neat as he possibly can. I think he has the ability to outbox Mauricio Lara, who of course is no defensive whiz. But can he stifle and frustrate this guy enough over 12 rounds? Because that's probably how long this one is going to go. Josh is not a big puncher. That's probably the most obvious thing in all of boxing. And Lara is always going to be pressing forward with the knowledge, with the confidence that I know I can trap and possibly stop this guy even if it's in the 11th or 12th round. That is a lot to deal with if you're going in trying to get your revenge. Now, it's still the right thing to do, though. A lot of people question going, why the hell are you doing this? You're throwing your career away. But Warrington already may have physically peaked, and he hasn't got a big name. He's not a particularly out there personality. And as we know, he doesn't punch hard. So without a belt now, how much oomph does he have in terms of making money? He has to go back to the guy who beat him. And then if he does right or wrong, he can go up and maybe have a couple of world title fights here and there. Hopefully not against Kid Galahad. That fight was so bad. But you see, this is the only way back, I think. You can drop down, you can fight for the British title, then retire and just, win for the rest of your career. But I don't think he wants that. It's get back in with the top guys. Try and beat the guy who beat you. It's just very difficult. What is Lara? Isn't he only 22, 23? This is a young guy. I think he spars with Emmanuel Navarrete, who is super awkward, tough. He really rates Lara. He did before he went in with Warrington, and then he did a job on him. One thing you can say about it is Warrington still fought a little bit stupid. Because he doesn't punch very hard, he's always been trying to impress people. He wants to try and get more people on the Leeds Warrior bandwagon. So he tried to stop Lara. And in doing so, of course, he came undone. So you can look at that fight and look at things he did wrong and go, right, don't hold your feet for too long. Don't be super aggressive. Don't try and knock him out in the first half, because it's not going to happen and you're going to come up against all kinds of problems. So approach it with some of the same respect like you did against Lee Selby, which was his big moment. Use your jab, which you do have, then move to the left, backwards. Do your little ambush attacks, but then take it off. Lara isn't the quickest, doesn't have the best footwork. He has hammer shots, but not the slickest, isn't the quickest to reset and get ready. So you can pepper him, but can you move enough to keep it going, to stifle him? Because that's what it's going to take. Is it going to be on pay-per-view? Probably. They've got Katie Taylor on there as well, so Eddie Hearn is doing his typical try and sandwich it up and say it's worth it. It's not. Just for the fact that we were promised Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua for so many months of this year and in 2020, we should get a free pay-per-view over here in the UK because they don't half talk, promoters and fighters, and we have got very little this year so far. It has not been a great year for boxing. But I do fully respect when guys like Warrington, who know they're up against it now, he's going back into the lion's den here against Lara. A lot of people think Lara's just going to do him. A lot of people, a lot of Brits who I think who supported Warrington, they just think the style is all wrong for him. They could be proven right. I think Warrington does have enough layers to his game. He does have good footwork. He can be neat and clever. If he can apply that enough, he can maybe get through this one. And it will be on points. I can't see him stopping Lara, so... Very interesting fight. I'll do a prediction for it when it gets nearer. What do you think? Is this a stupid idea? I don't think it is, because really, where else does Warrington go?